the ethics of hiding relationships from the It's Aika Desu channel. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Hey
And let's
guys,
watch
Aika
it.
here. Hope you're all doing well. Today I stand, or rather sit, before you with a question that's been on my mind for a while now. Is it ethical for content creators to hide their relationship status from their audience as a means of generating greater profit? And I think this question applies more to people
I think I will give my opinion very clear at the beginning already. Given the question, I think they don't have to hide. I mean, they actually no, because if we think about that, actual flash streamers, YouTubers, common YouTubers that show face, most of them, even being men or women, they usually don't talk about the if they have a relationships or not. So I was about to say that they have to, but thinking about that, I don't think they need to. But I don't think because it's different. One thing is you're omitting your relationship status, and other is you actually lying, denying that you are in a relationship. I think it's a bit different, but I think I understood what you're talking about. I think in that case, I think they shouldn't be saying treat, for example, treating the audience as boyfriends or girlfriend and stuff and all. I don't know. Let's watch more. I think
who
I
are
said
actually
so soon.
in relationships but present themselves as though they are not, or intentionally dodge questions about their relationship status in order to sort of mislead their audiences into thinking they are single. Now, the reason I go back and forth on this is because on one hand, I think everyone has the right to privacy. It's really no one's business whether or not you are in a relationship. That is between you and your partner, and I don't think it's entirely fair to say that someone is obligated to outright
I agree
state
with
their
that.
relationship status for their audience. But, and this is the thing that gets me, the vast majority of people who hide the existence of a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a husband or a wife are not doing so in order to protect their privacy or the privacy of their partner. They are doing it for the money. Cute anime girl with bouncy
exactly.
booba,
This is
great.
what I was
Cute
trying
anime
to
girl with
talk.
bouncy booba and a husband? No thanks. And content creators know this. You make more money when you are either single or portraying yourself as such. Now, let's unpack this idea a little bit. Why is this? Why does it work this way? Because a lot of times I see people say things like, anyone donating to XYZ streamer because they think they actually have a shot with them is an idiot. But this type of thinking misses the mark, and let me actually just preface what I am about to say by saying people donate to streamers for all kinds of reasons. It's not like every single person who donates to a streamer is doing it because they have some sort of romantic interest in that streamer. But for the purposes of this video, when I talk about people who donate, I am talking about people who would stop donating if they found out that the streamer had a significant other. I just want to clarify this right now because from here on out, I'm going to speak pretty generally about quote-unquote people who donate, and I don't want people in the comments going, well, actually, I donate to my favorite streamer because they're really funny, and I've never once had any romantic interest in them. You are not who I am talking about. Anyways, here's the thing. Most people donating to streamers and content creators are actually not donating because they think they have a chance with that streamer, but rather because they have built some degree of parasocial bond with that streamer, and also likely fantasize about being in some sort of relationship with that streamer, which I know these two things sound very similar, but there is a difference, and I will actually take a page out of my own book to explain it. When I was younger, I had a huge crush on Dylan Sprouse, and I would often imagine what it might be like to be Dylan Sprouse's girlfriend. Now, did I ever think that I had a genuine chance of becoming Dylan Sprouse's actual girlfriend? No, I did not. I hoped for it. I thought it would be really cool, but I knew the chances of that were essentially zero. However, because he was, to my knowledge, very single, and because I was also very single at the time, I would daydream about being in a relationship with him, and this happens often. It is why members of Japanese and Korean girl groups and boy bands are supposed to stay single, or at least appear single to the general public. It is much easier to fantasize about and form a sort of romantic affinity towards someone you
we know
believe
that
to
very
be
well.
single. Just take Justin Bieber or
At
Harry
this point,
Styles,
I think
for
everyone
example.
knows that.
Two men who women used to froth at the mouth over. Most of these women probably wanted to date them, and this is why it was like doomsday when Justin Bieber started dating Selena Gomez at the height of his fame. Sure, there probably were some delusional weirdos who genuinely thought they were going to be Justin Bieber's girlfriend, but for the majority, Justin Bieber getting into a relationship meant that they could no longer really fantasize about being with him because he was no longer single. And although they knew the chances of actually dating him were near zero, him being in a relationship meant that they truly were zero. In other words, it erased their tiny slivers of hope and destroyed their fantasies. At least this is how I think people tend to perceive things when their celebrity crush gets into a relationship. So, in conclusion, people
I really can't relate to that because I never were in a situation that I would imagine such a thing, you know? Yes, I never did, like, for real. I mean, I know that there are people there that swear that everyone has some parasocial relation in some degree. I think I might have, but I don't think it's like a love relation, like wanting them to be my but my boyfriend or something like that. Nothing like that. Just like to admire that person, because I really never thought about something like that. Because I just think, you guys know me, I'm too self-conscious about stuff. So, my mind will just not let me do such a thing, you know? I don't want to say anything with that, but it's just true. It's just how I am. It never happened to me.
people who
It never
donate
happened to me
to
such a thing.
streamers most likely are not doing so because they believe it will lead to an actual romantic relationship with that streamer. But the streamer being perceived as single still plays a role in this because, as I just explained, it is much easier to daydream about a relationship with a cute single anime girl than it is to daydream about a relationship with a cute married anime girl who
face
is in
is
a
so
committed
fun.
relationship and talks constantly about how much she loves her husband all the time. And even in a less extreme example, this still applies. Just the simple knowledge of the fact that a streamer or content creator is in a relationship can be enough to deter certain types of people from donating. Now, you could argue that people who donate just because a streamer is thought to be single should not be donating in the first place, and you're probably not wrong, but I think it's actually very normal to fantasize about relationships with celebrities or content creators that you really like, especially if you yourself are lonely or isolated or yearning for connection, which is why there is a part of me that does feel like it is unethical to present yourself as single when you're not. To me, it feels manipulative. You are preying on another person's loneliness, lying either outright or by omission for the sake of financial gain. But
Oh
again,
my God, that is
should
so
creators not have
true.
the right
Oh
to
God.
privacy? This is the part that trips me up when I try to work through it in my head, and maybe both things are true. Maybe you should have the right to privacy, but you also simultaneously suck for milking money from vulnerable people who you know would not be giving that money to you if you were not pretending to be single. And once again, I mentioned this earlier, but when streamers and content creators hide relationships, 99% of the time, it has nothing to do with privacy and everything to do with profit. So I guess, although I do think you should have a right to privacy, I also think that we need to be realistic here. You are not pretending to be single for privacy's sake. You are pretending to be single because you want people to throw money at you. And I think that's wrong. And actually, I'm going to play a clip of a VTuber named Shondo who pissed a lot lot of people off on Twitter when she essentially said that indie VTuber managers are really just the VTuber's boyfriend, which actually did prove to be true with Cinder, so she might have been onto something.
Yes.
But that being said, I do
Cinder.
think that
Yeah,
some
Cinder.
indie VTubers legitimately do have managers, and Shondo does clarify this in the clip as well. She states that most indie VTubers do not have managers, but some do. Like, for example, Shy Lily and Bosca. I mean, we don't know for sure, but she is a huge VTuber, so it makes sense for her to have a manager. Anyways, in this clip, Shondo also comments on VTubers hiding relationships, so let's see what she has to say about this.
Most big VTubers, big indies, do not have managers. Most. Some do. Most do not. In the Western scene, at least. I get very, very angry when I feel like VTubers are taking advantage or exploiting their fans. It really pisses me off because you can be honest. You can be fucking honest. It's not that hard.
Come on, we have no, like, single moms, or maybe married moms that stream. But what I remember, the last one I remember, it was a single mom with a daughter that used it to stream, and everyone knows that. I mean, like, no one has a problem with that. Like, I mean, oh my god, like, I think you can do whatever you want. Like, VTubing is just another way of streaming. It's just someone that doesn't like be like a dark streamer, like just placing a, I don't know how it's called here in English, but in my country we call that dark streamers that does contents without having a avatar or without showing face, but just showing like images and game footage while they talk, you know? Yeah, this type of stuff. We have like the flash streamers, the YouTubers, the normal YouTubers, and we have all kinds of people. Why people have to think that VTubers can only be single? I mean, oh my god. And also there is still this misconception that, like, for example, male VTubers cannot stream or cannot grow, for they will not have success. I think it's not true for them because, for example, Nuxanor is a good example of that. He's very big and he's a VTuber, and I mean, here's an example that that is not true. Actually, it's so. What I'm talking about is just VTuber is just another way of streaming. You can stream without having a partner, without having a partner, being a mom, having kids, not having a kids, being a man, being a woman, being gay, whatever. Okay, whatever. It's just do your thing, but be honest with your audience. Fuck,
And most
it's just
VTubers
about that.
are honest, which may surprise you. That may blow your mind. I don't know, I don't like the deception. I don't like it. I really, really don't. Not honest about their whole life. You don't need to be honest about your whole life. I was thinking about it more in bed, and I think the reason...
Yeah, the reason we cannot adapt is because of toxin. Yes. Otherwise, I guess I would say more about my life, but yeah. The fear of this happening is so much real. This actually happened before with me also. Yeah, I take too much canal about this stuff now. You know, it's very difficult. Internet can be a very horrible place. There's literal demons lurking. Just that their only purpose is to destroy your life.
The manager-boyfriend thing pisses me off so much is because it's like gloating. It goes beyond deception because you've not just like covered up a boyfriend. You've gone out of your way to insert your boyfriend into your content, and then you're actively lying about it to your fans' faces. Like, it's not just like, oh no, haha, I'm totally single, hee hee. It like goes beyond that. It's like you're rubbing it in your viewers' faces. Yeah.
No, God.
Yeah. That's what pisses me off so much.
I
was
didn't thought
thinking
about that
this
part.
in bed. I was like, why does this make me so mad? Why does the manager thing specifically piss me off so hard? Because it's not just lying. It's not like omitting the truth or whatever. It's outright deception. And it's sick.
So, yeah, I think I do tend to agree with her. It just doesn't sit right with me. It is deceptive, and I agree that it is especially off-putting when creators have manager boyfriends or girlfriends involve said manager boyfriends or girlfriends in their content, yet still pretend to be single in front of their audiences. But also, I think just simply pretending to be single is still bad. I know she talks a lot about the specific scenario of manager boyfriends.
Actually, thinking about, I don't know which one is worse.
And
actually,
she's right about
I
that.
don't know.
In
I
my
have no
opinion,
idea.
that is especially bad. It's like a step up from just acting single. But I think this clip is still relevant to our discussion because she does also mention that you can, in fact, be honest about this stuff. And I think she's right about that as well. You do not have to tell your audience every single detail of your personal life. But when it comes to your relationship status, you can, and I think should, be honest about that, because I think the only reason you would have to not be honest is profit, and I think it's wrong to lie about that for money. And furthermore, I think another consideration here is also the relationship itself. I cannot imagine going to my partner and asking if I can hide them from my audience like a dirty little secret for the sake of making more money. Like, hey babe, you know how I want to start streaming? Well, for the sake of my career growth and financial gain, I'm going to have to pretend to be single because that's where the money's at. If the viewers can't fantasize about me, I won't make a profit, so I'm gonna have to just pretend you don't exist. Like, I'm sorry, what? I cannot even begin to fathom doing that to my fiance.
I guess not even the person would like that. I mean, it's not good, not only to your audience, but your partner, you know?
And there's
That's
a part
terrible.
of me that's genuinely curious what these conversations look like, because I would feel absolutely terrible if my partner wanted to hide me away for the sake of generating income. And this is one of the reasons why I am so vocal about the fact that I am a soon-to-be married woman. Well, that and the fact that I also just wouldn't want to grow an audience that way. I'd much
Wow,
prefer
congrats.
people
Good
enjoy
for
my
you.
content for the content as opposed to enjoying my content because they think I'm single and want to fantasize about me being their girlfriend. So anyways, in conclusion, I ask again, is it ethical for content creators to hide the fact that they are in a relationship from their audiences for the purpose of financial gain? Personally, over the course of this video, I think I've come to the conclusion that no,
I think I've said my answer already too. That's like no, like of course you have the rights of hiding your private life from people, and that includes your partner, you know. But at the same time, she was clear with the question like for profit gains. And that's actually, of course not. Of course,
don't think
it's
it
not
is
ethical.
ethical, but I am curious to hear what you guys have to say on this topic, so let me know down in the comments section. Really quickly,
The difficult stuff on this is, how do you know if the person is actually doing that for not wanting to like end up doxing themselves and talking about their private lives, or because they actually are looking for profit? I think it also depends on how the streamer acts on the you know, on the content creator acts on with the audience. Like usually the ones that pretend this stuff usually are the ones that are more like faking this kind of behavior that makes people more interested in seeing them like a girlfriend or boyfriend, you know? Like they are more like they use another way of talking and using more softy words, like, and as always say like oh, I love you guys. Oh, not like that, but you guys understood me. I don't know how to explain that. I'm sorry, I lack English in these times.
Though,
But
one
yeah,
thing
I
I
think
will
you guys
say is that I
understood.
think there could perhaps be some exceptions to this rule. For example, if for whatever reason the content creator's partner does not want the creator's audience knowing about them due to privacy concerns or fear of harassment, then I can see that being a fair reason not to disclose relationship status, because I have seen cases where someone reveals their girlfriend or boyfriend to their audience, and then that person gets harassed, especially with women. I've seen a lot of them get called gold diggers, or some very vocal people will accuse them of using the creator for success or fame. So I could see that being a reason to not disclose that information, but you also don't have to like show the person or say their name. You can say you're in a relationship without explicitly telling or showing everyone who your partner is. So even then, it's a bit questionable to me,
Like
but I'm
if
trying to
done?
be fair here.
That's
Either
nice.
way, my question does center around people who hide relationships specifically for financial gain. The only reason I've spoken so much and so generally about hiding relationships, as well as why people might hide a relationship,
Yeah, actually, if we think about that, what is the reason for the person at least saying that she's single or not about their private lives, you know? If we actually think about that, I think, yeah, I think in any cases, the person should at least say that she's engaged or not. I mean, or he is engaged or not. If someone is single or married, or I don't know, whatever, because this is not too much. Like you're not saying your address, you're not saying the name of the person, you're just saying your status, you know. I think that it's not that much. I think at least people should say it. At least this. I mean,
is
yeah.
because I am of the opinion that in most cases they are doing it for money, and thus in most cases I think it is unethical to hide your relationship status as a content creator. Long story short, if you have a genuinely good reason
Also, I said
for
many
hiding
times,
your
but I'm
relationship
single,
status
by the
from
way.
your audience, then fair enough. But if you're hiding it for financial gain, then that is no bueno. As always, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for your patience. I think I've mentioned this before, but I have ADHD. Bad. Real bad. And because of this, my task initiation is admittedly
I have
not
to.
great for
Oh,
one.
God.
For two, my hobbies tend to rotate. So 1 month, I might be really interested in making YouTube videos. That's this month. That's the month we're currently in right now. This month, I was really excited to make this video, and it took a while because I had to edit everything in. That's this month. We were interested in YouTube this month. But next month, it might be art, you know? And then for the next 3 months, it might be animation that I'm interested in. And then for the next, 2 months after that, I might be interested in knitting. You just never really know. But that's also
I know
partly,
it's
I mean,
very
there's so
well.
many things that I've mentioned to you guys as well, like that are
It's not like you're always doing new stuff, but you kinda, it's like your will. And you're always coming back from stuff you like, but you're not doing a bunch of stuff at once. You do like one stuff for one time, and then you lost interest, and then you do other stuff for other time, and then you lost it. I know very well
going
how
on
it,
in
how it
life
is.
that
Oh my
keep
god,
me
that's so
from
relatable.
being super consistent on YouTube. But just so you know, that's also part of it. Sometimes it's just like, I don't know, YouTube's not my hobby this month. You know, sometimes it's like I just have a different hobby on any given month. I just don't know. I never know how I'm gonna feel. And with hobbies, it's like you don't really want to force it, because especially when you're ADHD and you like rotate hobbies, if you try to force yourself to do the hobby that you're not interested in.
I didn't have a problem with YouTube yet. I mean, I don't say, brother, I have very much fun doing this. But yeah, we never know in future, but I enjoyed doing this very much. And I can always fit the things I like here. So I'm always talking about things I like to talk, for example. And when for example, I choose the videos I want to react to. And just by choosing, I choose things that I like and find interest to react. So I'm always doing something that I like in the
At
end.
any
So
given
yeah.
moment in time, then it it doesn't become fun anymore. Like, it starts to become miserable and you start to burn out, you know? So it's not like I can't just be like, oh man, I really need to just like pick one hobby and stick to it. Like, I just, my brain does not work that way. I have multiple and I rotate them, and you know, some months I'm more interested in one hobby than I am.
I was having burnouts in the beginning of my in the beginning of my channel. I used it to have burnouts, but it wasn't because of the content creation itself. It was a mass. It was a sum of a lot of things. Like I wasn't used to do content all the time. And I suddenly went in a streak of doing videos every single day. I wasn't used to it. And it was so fucking tiring because my brain wasn't used to it. People that never tried at once being a VTuber or YouTuber, whatever, doesn't know how much this, like, toasts your brain cells, you know? Like, you get so fucking tired, like... It's not like physical labor, but it's so mental. It's so much mental draining that you have no idea. You have no idea. And but what made most difference for me actually was the change in my what I eat, my alimentation. You know, my foods, what I ingest, and also taking some supplements. It helps me a lot, and I never had more problems with burnout since I did these changes. I also got to use it to this rhythm of doing videos and etc. So I don't get burnouts anymore. It has a long time already that I don't have one since I did all of this. So I don't think I cannot say that I will not have anymore. But since I did all of these changes, I never had
in the other, and then as I mentioned, there's
anymore.
all this other stuff going on. So anyways, point is, thank you guys for being understanding. Content will probably continue to be relatively inconsistent. Sorry, I didn't make myself this way, I just am this way. But again, thank you guys for being so understanding. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I'll see ya when I see ya.
Yeah, I just found your channel recently. It's the first video I watched of yours, and I like it very much. And I can see that even though you're being inconsistent, like you say, this video of yours had like let me show you here, like 7,900, like 80,000 views. Oh, that's amazing for someone that's not being consistent, actually. So yeah, that's very nice. So I think you just keep doing you, do what you want, you know, keep doing what you want. What led me to do content creation was actually trying to do something that I actually want to begin with, because nothing that I tried to do here was actually interesting, and also not only interesting and fun to begin with, but wasn't like... Here in my country, I also have the problem that we are not paid enough for what we do. Imagine you also being something that you don't like. It's even worse, so yeah. So I had these both problems, and doing content creation fixed everything for me. And I hope you keep doing doing what you like and having fun with it. And yeah, I subscribe to your channel, I liked your content, and I hope to see more in, I don't know, a few months. Before we go any further, I want to take this brief moment here to thank all of you, my patrons, that support my work here on YouTube, and especially my Three-Tailed Fox tier members, Heath Rowell, Fenny Sylvy, and One Lonely Wolf, for the incredible support to my work. Thank you very, very much. You guys are amazing. Also, thanks to everyone who donated to me through Tron, and to all of my YouTube members. Thank you very much. You can support this channel life and growth with just $5 a month and gain access to many perks. This is less than a burrito. Check out my Patreon, link is in the description below. Yeah, that's all guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check my links below. Patreon, Discord server. Consider becoming a Patreon member. That helps a lot. also a YouTube member that also helps, and yeah, and subscribe if you like her video. Subscribe to her channel. It's Aika Desu. Yes. As you can see, she said that she do videos very inconsistently. So get ready for that. But if you like it, then subscribe to her too. And I see you all in the next one. Bye.